Passenger Seat Radio. June 16th, 2025, and I am on my way home. I know, this is weird. What the hell am I doing broadcasting at 8:30 in the morning? So yeah, I drove to work this morning. Left my wife sleeping in bed. She woke up. She's really damn sick. So my son, of course, is out on an overnight trip. He's got the car, so she has no way to get herself to the doctor. As a bonus, her last rat, hey now, Javier, her last pet rat is on his deathbed, and I suspect that he'll have to go be put down today. So, yeah, and oh, by the way, it's my wife's birthday, too. How about that for a bonus? So, I'm on my way home. Only going to be about 20 minutes. You're going to get a short show. Hey now, flares in. So, yeah, that's why I'm on. That's why I'm on at this time. And, you know, things could be better, but it is what it is. So, honestly, I wish I had known that I was going to have to be home before I got to the office, so I could have just stayed home. But look at it this way. Good morning, good morning. Who is that? God, I wish I could see the phone better while I was driving. So I could see who was chatting up in the chat. So anyway, so that's why I'm doing an 8:30 in the morning show on a Monday. Heading back to get my wife to the doctor. I think that'll be good. Yeah, she's been sick for a couple of days. I think, so this is my theory. Now, we get sick a lot. I know one of you had said maybe we need to check the house for mold. That's probably not a bad plan. But I think we may have some idea what's going on. So apparently, first off, we know that my wife is super susceptible to sinus infections. She gets them all the freaking time. Rog ally. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute if I get done with all the other crap I want to talk about. So she's really susceptible to sinus infections, right? And those can be triggered by just about anything, really. So what we think is, that's better. What we think is the statins that she takes. Statins have a fairly nasty side effect of the congestion and drainage. That's something that can happen. And I think what happens is she gets this sinus and drainage so frequently because of the statins that she gets these sinus infections like all the time. I mean, she just had one not that long ago where we take her to the urgent care. She gets on she has to take 2 rounds of antibiotics now just to kick it in the butt. So, I don't know, man. I think that's what that is. But anyway, so I thought that was sort of an interesting epiphany. But, yeah, because she's been sick for the last few days. She was a real trooper, though. We had weekend plans, and I'm going to tell you about the plans. And so she stuck through them, but, she was not her usual jovial self because of all this drainage and nonsense that she's got going on. So we had a twofer going on this weekend. We went back to this place called The Deuce. It's in downtown Phoenix. It's really cool, and they change it up pretty frequently. In this case, so a few weeks back, they had a tribute to Creedence Clearwater Revival. We didn't get to go to that. My wife said no. I would have loved to have seen a Creedence tribute, but in this case, it was like a Woodstock tribute. And so what they do is they bring in like a special band. They have their little house band, and then they bring in these burlesque players to come in and give a show. It was really good. It was all 60s music, protest music. Javier, I see you were on. You would have loved it. They had all sorts of great shit. I mean, the cover band was good, not great, but good. And they were doing shit like, Carole King and Simon and Garfunkel. It was really good. I mean, I liked it a lot. And I've got some video and pictures from it. And of course, they had the same burlesque team that they had for Valentine's Day. And they come out and they've got fire eaters and performers and, acrobats and shit like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it was a neat little show. We enjoyed it a lot. And then on Saturday, we had a reservation for 50 Shades of Rose or Rosé. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's that pop-up bar that we went to before. And they change their themes constantly. So like every holiday, major holiday, they have a theme change. And right now they're in 90s mode. So you go in and there's like CDs and cassette tapes hanging off the ceiling. They've got, 90s TV and commercials going on. They're playing Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake music. It was, I'm not a child of the 90s, but I've got something interesting. And Javier, I think you and I may have discussed this, or we've talked about it in our channel. So there is a theory. This is one of those great wild conspiracy theories. And for some reason, this 90s night kind of hit this home for me. So there's a conspiracy theory that the world actually ended in 2012. You guys have heard of this, I assume, because it makes the rounds like every couple of years. So the concept is that they turned on a collider or something in 2012, and everything that's happened since is like not real. What we're doing right now is the world's over. We're living in this weird, I don't know what you would call it, but we're living in this weird, almost Matrix-like environment because the world ended in 2012, and this is where we were put when the world ended. Was this? So I thought it's a really interesting theory. But I started thinking about it. I'm not a child of the 90s. I'm an 80s kid, right? So for me, like the 80s were my formative years, and so like all the music is great, and the TV was great, and everything was great, right? Because it was the 80s. The 90s, not so much for me, but if you were a little bit younger than me, maybe you would think so. But I was watching the 90s stuff, and I was like, the 90s were actually pretty good. There was inventive shit going on. There was interesting shit going on. Things seemed to be normal based on all the shit that I was, this 90s night, right? I'm like, yeah, things were still okay in the 90s. I think we were still okay. And then it started making me think about this end of the world thing. Like, when's the last decade? Probably the 90s. When's the last decade that things seemed right? Things seemed normal. Things seemed like it should be. Kind of the 90s, right? And I was thinking about that going, all this shit's kind of gone now. Maybe there is something to this whole the world ended in 2012 thing. I don't know. But I thought it was just interesting that I was sitting here watching this stuff that had no particular attraction to me, right? The 90s weren't my favorite era. Like the first few years of the 90s, I was at sea, right? I was on board a submarine. And, the last part of the 90s, I was busy adulting, right? So I didn't really have time to kind of get all that in. But as I'm watching them sort of encapsulize the 90s in this pop-up theme bar, right? Leave it to me to go to a pop-up theme bar to get fucked up and start theorizing about end of the world prophecies, right? But it was interesting, and it's like, the 90s seemed okay. I'm not sure if there was like a 2000s or 2010s. Nothing quite seems the same since then. Just an interesting thought that I came up with. We stayed at this great place, by the way, right next door to 50 Shades of Rosé or Rose. The E's got like an accent over it, so I'm assuming it's Rosé. But 50 Shades, I'll just call it 50 Shades, is right next to this place called A Loft. And it's a very minimalistic, but very comfy, very clean, rather inexpensive hotel. And it's right down there in downtown Scottsdale. So like you could walk to all these different theme bars, and you could take they got these little party bike things, almost like a pedicab, but it holds like 8 people. And you can pay to get on there and get fucked up while you're being driven around Scottsdale. It was pretty good. It's a really neat little place. And if you're going to be down there anyway, and you want to get all fucked up and you don't want to drive, then A Loft is a pretty nice little place. So we stayed there. Very nice. And I actually got a full night's sleep, which I think helped a lot. Because let's be honest, there's not a lot of sleep going on in my house between the dogs and the cats and the animals and the kid. I mean, just everything just is not conducive to a full night's sleep at my house. So, but yeah, had a nice full night of sleep on Saturday. And then Sunday, of course, Father's Day, I had an interesting little pet project. And I don't think I'm going to talk much about it here because I'm working on a video for it. And I want you guys to see the video because it's better seen than heard about. But suffice to say, it was a really great Father's Day project for me to do. It was a fantastic outcome. Javier and Alex, of course, they all know. Anybody who's in my close peer group know about it. But I'll have a video. My wife ends up going to bed after she gets shot up with antibiotics. Then I'll probably have time to finish it. I got most of it done last night. But it's an interesting project, and if you're a movie lover, you're going to just love it. So I'm excited to share all that with you. I just wasn't ready to share it today. So I got stuck in a new game called, what the hell's it called? Planet something or another? Shit. I can't even think of the name of it. Anyway, this was something that was recommended by one of the longtime friends of the show and the channel. And it's basically another one of these, open world sort of survival games. You basically land on a planet. You actually crash on a planet, and basically you've got a couple of tools, and the idea is to terraform the planet. Apparently, as the story unfolds, there's a story behind it. As the story unfolds, you're like a death row inmate, and you've agreed or been told that basically you'll get a full pardon if you go and terraform this planet, and the chances of you surviving are practically none. But the idea is that if you terraform the planet, your debt to society is paid in full, and so it starts you off completely destitute, right? You got nothing, and you build yourself up. You do your base building. You wander around this dead, barren planet trying to terraform it. And so you build things that are making oxygen. You're building things that are making heat, right? All the things you need to make this planet hospitable, right? But you're doing it like incrementally. So you're running around with like this little gun to mine ore, right? You get iron, titanium, silicone. So you mine this shit, and then using the little crafting machine that's on your down pod, you can start crafting stuff. The more you craft, the more things unlock. The more things that unlock, the cooler shit you can make, the better shit you can make. So you start off having like practically no oxygen, so you can't go anywhere, right, except for your immediate surrounding areas. But eventually you get a better oxygen tank. You get the ability to build oxygen modules so that you can go further, right? So that's kind of the game plan. It's like any of these other survival games. It's just the theme is a little different. And so, as you know, and of course, you'll find other crashed ships on the planet. You'll find different types of biomes. Blah blah blah. It's the same shit, right? But I love this stuff. It's formulaic, but it works for me. So yeah, I'll share the name. I don't know why I can't think of it off the top of my head. I played like 2 hours of it at the hotel, right? I was going to play Overwatch, but and I did play a little bit of Overwatch, but hotel Wi-Fi, a little sketchy for online gaming. So I just said, fuck it, I'll play something offline. And so I was playing this, is it Planet Evolver, Planet something or another? Somebody look that up for me, would you? Just if you're on my friends list, just look at what I've been playing recently. It's like Planet something or another. God damn it. Pisses me off, I can't think of it. Played the game for like 10 fucking hours and I don't remember the name. But anyway, so that was recommended by Tech Master, friend of the show. So thanks for that. It was just on sale too, and he recommended I grab it while it was on sale. So there you go. But yeah, I'm having a good time with it. Yeah, and you start getting messages in from other planets, other people that are terraforming other planets. There's another little sub-story going on underneath it. It's a little raw. It's a little rough. You could tell it's a little indie-ish, which isn't a bad thing. But yeah, a lot of fun. If you have the opportunity to try that out, at some point I'll probably do a review of it if you want to wait for that. But yeah, so that's the game that I'm currently playing. And the next season of Overwatch is coming out soon. They got a bunch of big shit planned for that, so I'm excited about that. Let's see what else is going on. You're pretty much caught up. I mean, my life's not that interesting. Nothing else to report from the hack. Everything seems to be back to normal. Back to normal there. Damn it. There's some other shit that I wanted to talk about, and I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Then again, I can't remember the game I played for like 6 hours. So there you go. Let's see. What's coming up? Anything? Got no big plans coming up. The summer it's already fucking hot as hell here, right? So yesterday it was like 111 or something. It's hotter than freaking hellfire down here. God, I thought there was something else. Oh, I did pick up the whatchamacallit, the James Cameron over AI'd 4K movie versions of Aliens and True Lies. So I ripped those down. I started kind of scrutinizing them a little bit. I understand why people are upset, because it does look extraordinarily overprocessed, especially at certain times. That's not bullshit, right? I mean, it's like, these people are so fucking picky. I get it. I get it. You can skim through. I mean, listen, if you're just watching the movie to enjoy, probably won't care. I mean, this is the best they've ever looked, overprocessed or not, 100%. But yeah, there are times when it's like, dude, fucking dial back on that shit, would you? I mean, let's not get carried away. You know, at least Lucas, when he fucked up his movies, right? I mean, at least you could go back and get the originals still, right? In some sort of great quality. But these movies, you know, Aliens has had a pretty good release, but like True Lies, this is kind of what we get. And that's too bad. Everybody should have a choice, right? I guess a fully front to back version of the original Star Wars movie, right, from 1977, a complete in the can version of that was found recently screened somewhere over in the UK, I think. And according to Lucas and Disney and everybody, that print does not exist. That's why they can't give us 4K versions of the original trilogy before Lucas put his little shit in it. But now they have no reason, right? Even Kathleen Kennedy said that this print shouldn't exist. So interestingly enough, we may end up seeing a full-blown 4K version of the original Star Wars taken off of the original print. So we'll see what happens. All right, listen, I'm closing in on home here, folks. Hope you enjoyed the early yet short show. I'm Shane R. Monroe, Passenger Seat Radio. We'll see you next time. Take care.